Hello, 7th grade. This is Miss White, and today we're going to do Lesson 16, Population Problems. Go ahead and flip over your page. We're going to start with example 1. A school has 60% girls and 40% boys. If 20% of the girls wear glasses and 40% of the boys wear glasses, what percent of all students wear glasses? Well, first, we're going to let N represent the total students. So when I look here, our girls is going to be 0.6 N, stating that 60% of the amount of girls equals how many girls wear glasses. And we converted our 60% to 0.6 because this is 60% in decimal form. Now for boys, we are going to do the same. We are going to turn our 40% into decimal form, which is going to be 0.4 times N, which is the amount of boys that are in the school. Now, we're going to create a tape diagram to help us visualize the amount. So we know that 100% of our students enrolled in school. So then let's go ahead and create this tape diagram here. We know that 60% of it are girls, and then the 40% is boys. And so the 60 plus 40 gives us our 100% of students. Now we're going to draw a separate tape diagram for the girls and boys. Now we're going to draw a tape diagram relating to the number of girls and boys who wear glasses. So for our girls, we have 20%, and we know that 20 can go into 100% 5 times, so we're going to make 5 boxes. Now, when we shade in one of these boxes, this means that this 20% of the girls wears glasses. Now we know that 20% of 60% of N equals 0.2 times 0.6 N, which is going to give us 0.12 N. Now we're going to do the same thing for the boys. Let's create a tape diagram for the boys. And then again, we know that 40% of boys wear the glasses. So again, what we could do is we can make another 5 boxes, but this time we are going to color in 2 boxes to represent 40% since each box equals 20%. So now we know 40% of N is going to equal to 0.4 times 0.4, which is going to give us 0.16 N. Now that we know the total for both girls and boys, we can add them up. So I have 0.12 N plus 0.16 N equals, well, just add them up, 0.28 N. Okay, and remember that these are like terms, so we can add these together since they both have N. Now what this means is that 28% of students wear glasses. Another way about going from this problem is we know that 20% of the girls wear glasses, and we can show that as 0.2 times the 60% of girls. So we have 0.6 N plus 0.4, which represents the 40% of boys that wear glasses, times 0.4 N, which represents the amount of boys. Now, we are going to take 0.2 times 0.6 N, and that's going to give us 0.12 N, plus 0.4 times 0.4 N, which is going to give us 0.16 N. And then when we add those together, we get 0.28 N. And again, we know that that equals that 28% of students wear glasses. the weight of the first of 3 containers is 12% more than the second, and the third container is 20% lighter than the second. By what percent is the first container heavier than the third container? Let's start off with having N represent the weight of the second container. Okay, so we know that the first container is 100% plus 12% N. And so now we have 1.12 N to represent the first container. Now the third container is going to be the 100% minus the 20% N from the second container, and so we're going to get 0.8 N for the third container. Now to find the second container, we're going to take the first container minus the third container. So we're going to have 1.12 N minus 0.8 N. All right, so we have 1.12 N minus 0.8 N. Because they're the same terms, we can go ahead and combine them. So we're going to subtract, and that's going to give us 0.32 N. Now that we know that, we can go ahead and use our favorite formula, quantity equals percent times whole. And what our quantity is going to be is 0.32 N. And what our whole is going to be is the third container, which is 0.8 N. So let's go ahead and set that up as an equation. Okay, all right, our goal is to get P by itself. So we're going to divide by 0.8 N on both sides. We have to keep the N in there because that indicates that we will only have one P left. So there we go. We are left with P. And then in your calculator, go ahead and divide 0.32 divided by 0.8. Okay, and that is actually going to give us 0.4. Now what happens to our n's is n over n is going to equal 1, so they get divided out. And when we're left with 0.4, we can make that into a percent. So we're going to move our decimal over to the right twice, and we are going to get 40%. All right, and that concludes our video. See you in class.